With rising temperatures and extreme weather, we've seen unprecedented strain on the electricity grid. And unfortunately, due to climate change, it's only going to get worse. When grid equipment starts getting overloaded, the utility company or grid operator typically responds by turning off large sections of the grid in a technique known as rolling blackouts. You may have been impacted by one of these rolling blackouts before, and it usually means you're out of power for several hours during extreme weather conditions. In the worst case, conditions can get so bad that grid equipment fails, causing a long-term blackout for large swaths of people. These equipment failures are very dangerous and can lead to days and weeks of power outages. Thankfully, demand response can help us avoid these blackout scenarios. Demand response is a tool that grid operators can use to reduce load across the grid. Often, demand response can reduce enough strain on the grid to avoid the need for rolling blackouts and protect grid equipment from major failures. How does a demand response program work? Usually, a grid operator or utility will have several demand response programs for their residential, commercial, and industrial customers. In this video, we'll focus on residential demand response programs. When utilities enroll their residential customers in demand response programs, they'll usually offer customers a favorable electricity rate, and in exchange, they ask customers to turn off as many electric appliances in their home as possible when the grid is stressed. While these programs are effective, they can be very inconvenient for residential customers who must sacrifice their comfort by turning off their appliances, and often will need to turn those appliances off manually. Demand response is clearly necessary, but existing programs are clunky and cumbersome. This is why Lumin has developed Lumin Response, a next-generation demand response program. Lumin Response is a different residential demand response program, where customers have flexibility over their participation and can receive direct payments for helping the grid. With Lumin Response, there's no need for confusing utility programs or inconvenient and unpredictable appliance shutoffs. Lumin Response can be managed directly in the Lumin app, and payments for helping the grid go directly to you. Coming 2023.